why I would go to such drastic measures to reduce the weight of this car. Um, the reason is simple. It's power to weight and efficiency. Now, you look at a company like Koenigsegg, who endeavored to build a car known as the one-to-one, which boasted, I think, 1 horsepower for every 1 pound of weight, something like that. So when they achieved that, the car's power to weight was perfect. What this car is are Eclipse 4Gs, and I have the GS version, that's the 2.4 liter, is 164 horsepower or 65. And it's pulling 3,274 pounds. For those of you that don't know, that weighs as much as a V10 R8, or pardon me, a V8 R8. And that's no joke, that's heavy. That's very inefficient designing by Mitsubishi. And when I pulled this car apart to discover more, I discovered exactly that. Where they could have used plastic, they used steel, heavy steel plating. And it seems that the engineers didn't have any real compunction about using heavy elements in their car. And that's actually remnant of the Chrysler way of building things. So this is a DSM, whether people will admit it or not, because, well, it's not exactly DSM because Mercedes already left, but Chrysler was definitely still in the inspiration of this design. Heavy, inefficient cars, overbuilt, it just, but useless. So this is why there are many reasons why I went into the dash in the first place, and this was one of them. But essentially what I found is that the car has a lot of redundant steel everywhere. And also, it has heavy plastic everywhere as well. Take, for example, the trunk lid back there. I've stripped out all the plastic pieces. Everything's gone. My only regret is that I should have weighed it first. But believe me, you know that problem that all of us seem to have when our jacks back there don't function anymore? One of the reasons is that trunk lid weighs probably 100 pounds, no less. But with the plastic, it's like 110 pounds or something like that. So what I discovered is when I removed the plastic off the trunk lid, and I'm talking about those heavy plastic pieces around the window, my jacks actually functioned again because it was lighter, and not a little bit. It was significantly lighter. The plastic pieces, I wish I could weigh them. But I would guesstimate their weight because it goes all the way around the bottom of the trunk lid. You can see there, and I'm sure many of you know it already if you have this car. It's one solid piece that goes around the bottom to cover everything, and then 2 and 3, so 4 pieces in all for the entire trunk lid, plastic covers. And one piece doesn't weigh all that much, but all 4 together, they weigh a lot. And then don't forget that in the trunk lid, in the trunk bay area, there's 2 heavy plastic pieces on the side. And one of the consequences of that you remove that, is you lose the weight of those and you expand your trunk capacity a lot. They're taking up about 10 inches of space on either side. So when you take those away, your trunk actually becomes a whole lot bigger. And it's not like they're protecting anything. The only downside is road noise. And you can put in special film that you can cover it, and that will give you soundproofing much lighter and much better. So, everything I'm discovering about this car makes me want to look for more ways to lighten it. What we need to do is get this car down to 2,900 pounds, preferably lower. Now, those of you who follow my Instagram, you know that I've put back on my carbon fiber hood. The reason is, just the other day I was playing around with it, and I kept thinking in the back of my head, this carbon fiber hood doesn't look all that great. but it is way significantly lighter than the original hood. If the original hood weighs 40 pounds, the carbon fiber one weighs tops 5, maybe 3. It's so light. I can carry it with one finger. And people don't know that unless they actually bought one, and then they could actually feel the weight. It's so different. I can comment on that actually. You feel that the car is more nimble, the car handles better because it's less weight, and you feel your braking is more sudden, more I want to say more grippy, but more abrupt. Like, you don't have to, the way that the braking in this car was before I started doing the weight reduction was like you put the pedal on and you slowly ease to a stop, something like that. And now that I've done what I've done, I feel that the braking, I can feel the braking being more abrupt, more accurate, easier to break down, and more sudden for sure. So it's up to you. I'm going to show you in this video many more ways that I intend to save weight. And another piece, another big one, which is why I like 4G Styles. He did the whole carbon fiber trunk lid, and I'm telling you guys, he saves at least 90 pounds of weight. And I would love to do that. I would love it. This is a significant, this is the kind of drop that I like to do, you know. I also want to give a shout out to Rena's Garage, because Rena actually made a video about this. Rena, he gave a lot of excellent pointers. It was fantastic. I was very grateful that he released the video. But one of the things that I'm going to show in this video is that the door panels are made of heavy metal plating, and they have no real significance other than holding the window motor in place and holding the door handles in place, and that's it. Even the door frame, not even the door frame, the door panel behind that is the one that actually holds this plastic piece in place. So I will take away the interior panels. I will replace them with plastic panels. And that will probably save about 20 pounds if I have my figures accurate. So that's going to be a significant weight savings, no doubt about it. As I said, the more that I dig under the dash, the more I'm discovering that there's quite a great deal of metal plating and redundant junk behind the dash. And my hope today was, there's rumors going around on the 4G forums that tell you inside the seat is a heating element that weighs 60 pounds. Now, that's why today's video, I endeavored to try my best to find the heating element and remove it, because I never even used the heating seat option in this car. But as I see it, right now, I'm under the impression that there's no heated seats in this car, actually. And if there is, I haven't found them. I don't know what they look like even. I don't know how they could be secreted, because when I opened up the seat, the fold and everything, that's all been removed. I've taken it all away. So either I'm blind, I'm going to take the seat out again and check one more time thoroughly. But as I see it, there's a heavy steel plate underneath the seat that's used to more or less support the frame of that seat. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm sure it's to do with holding the seat's integrity and nothing to do with the heating element. So I could be wrong about that, but that's what I've discovered so far. And as you've seen in the video, that's what I'm discovering. Anyway, these are probably 2 videos at least in one, as I see it. But the endeavor is to lose 200 pounds. um, to make the car. I mean, for a Mazda 3 has 150 horsepower and about 2,700 to 2,800 pounds of weight. And the car is nimble and light but underpowered. This car is 164 horsepower and 3,279, almost 3,300 pounds of weight. And I'll tell you, there's a reason they call them slow 4Gs. It's because they're extremely heavy and underpowered. Even with the V6, 250 horsepower is still not really enough to push these things hard. So not even to push them hard, but to have adequate acceleration in order to overtake. That's my theory. And I'm sure that a lot of people who have played around, who have owned these cars, I don't know to what degree they're interested in weight reduction, but I'm very, very interested in making this car 3,000, 2,900 pounds or lower. 28 is my goal. And, people get cynical online. I hate it. They're like, oh, you can lose weight and whatnot. I hate that. Forget about talking like that. In order to make this thing an actual sport car, as I see it, she would need about a minimum of 280 horsepower with 300 to 400 pound weight reduction. And then you would have the basics of what you would need for a decent car, I would say. And if I get the carbon fiber trunk lid, I can make that reality. That would be a significant. And also, if you would remove the glass and put in Lexan, as soon as I have enough money to buy the trunk lid, I'm doing it. And when I take the glass out, I'm going to weigh everything, and I'm going to see how much it actually weighs, and whether or not it's worthwhile to put Lexan in. There's a guy that built the most wanted BMW GTR, Alexei, I can't remember his last name. He's great. He will show you how to gut a BMW and make it extremely light to his own suffering and the suffering of his family, I guess. Because anybody that had to travel in that thing in winter is just going to be freezing. But nevertheless, I respect him greatly because he really pushed the limit on what you could do to an M3 and convert it into a full-fledged racing vehicle. But getting back to the point, these cars are heavy. I encourage you to go carbon fiber on whatever you can. I've seen people go carbon fiber just for cosmetics. That's not the purpose. Carbon fiber to me is beautiful, of course. It's a beautiful material, but the real key is weight. If you care about the efficiency of your vehicle, or general driving personality, I would say that once you reduce the weight of this car enough, the character of this car will be completely different, and it's worth it. It's worth it. So this is why I'm making this video for you guys. I want you to see what you can do and how easy it is. It's just put your wrench underneath the dash and take them off. And you'll see that you can reduce a little bit weight here, a little bit weight there. When you add it all up, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not nothing. So I guess I'm now repeating myself. So I'll end the video here. Thanks a lot.